amazing. The stories that he can tell.
It's just
from these
fun.
kind of
It's
people.
fun to network all these guys.
Oh,
you know, it is.
It's just like that. It's just from baseball. He's like, yeah, I'll just go sit on front row.
That's
No
it.
big deal.
And hit ESPN, and
That's it.
all these folks are watching. And
Your phone starts blowing up.
oh, we're looking at our phone. Mike Griffin, my brothers, some of my coaches. What are you doing down there? And you know, Keegan played with my son, and we just knew him. And his mom felt crushed. She's gone, and it's his first game to pitch after the arm surgery. And she
win?
couldn't make it. Oh yeah, beat Florida bad. And it was one of those games when they did hit it hard, it dotted the shortstop, left field. I mean, they didn't get out of their tracks. It was a magical night for him.
Which is good his first night back. That's what he needs.
He threw about 75, 80 pitches, got into like the sixth inning, and he had a shutout at the time. Seems like that kid, that Jack Caglione, who's with Kansas City right now, hit a home run late. I saw where he tweaked a hamstring, so he's out. Kansas City did a lot of trading yesterday. And they got a guy about a week ago, Adam Frazier, and Adam and my son set the double play record at Mississippi State.
Really?
Yeah. Adam's been with Pittsburgh, but they traded him to. He's a good kid. We know him well. We stay in touch with him.
Gosh, whenever I had my surgery and stayed in Pittsburgh, me and Mark Stevens went to a Pirates game.
Okay.
They won, but they are horrible.
I know.
They are horrible.
I mean that Skeens or
Skeens.
whatever Skeens.
He's got a what 186 ERA
If he would
and
be
he's
playing with
3-8.
Yeah, he's got a losing record. If he's playing with anybody else, this kid's might be Cy Young this year.
Wow.
He's a freak. I'm telling you, he's so good. But so many games he plays, no runs. They score 1 run. He gets beat 2-1. He gets beat 3-0. It's crazy.
He has no run support.
Or
You're not a baseball guy, are you?
I watch a little. I don't watch a lot of American baseball.
you know what's worse?
I keep up with some Japanese baseball.
Really?
Hanshin Tigers. Yeah.
That's amazing. What's worse is for Skeens, he'll come out of a game winning 3-1, and the bullpen just gives up like 7.
Oh yeah. I saw when he walked out of the dugout before the game. He is a monster. He's like 6'7", and he's broad. I mean, he does not look like he looks like a defensive end.
Yeah, he's kind of like barrel chested.
I couldn't imagine him being on that mound. He's
staring you down.
Sitting up on that mound. When he strides out, it goes from 60 feet to
Like
45.
50, yeah, 50 feet and throwing 100.
Oh.
And the thing got a tail on it. You know, it looks like an aspirin with a tail on it that long.
Oh, that splitter he throws, it starts at that right-handed batter's hip, and it breaks across the outside part of the plate.
I know. Bottom falls out. I don't know.
It's nasty.
Do you miss coaching?
I miss the Friday nights, you know, and the interaction with coaches and interaction with kids. Yeah, just those things you'll always miss.
Mm-hmm.
But the demand is a young man's sport. I'm just going to tell you.
I got you.
You know, you saw where Coach Saban, they're hitting at Coach Saban getting back in.
Trying to get him back.
Is there any truth to that?
No, I would say no. In my opinion,
he seems like the kind of guy, if he can't give it 150%, he's not going to do it. And I don't think he can at this point, could he?
I don't think so.
I'm not going to doubt him. But
no, I'm not going to doubt him either. But the things, the demands that those guys have to go, because you got to realize now with NIL, you got to get out there on this side, and it's a whole different thing. Plus, I don't know if you saw that his associate athletic director is now leaving, and is the one that Saban brought in. He's leaving the university, and he's going to work for who is the agent for all those coaches?
Jimmy Sexton.
He's going to work for Jimmy Sexton.
Oh, is he? Oh, that's well. He's went from making a lot of money to making a whole lot of money.
Oh my gosh,
it's another level right there.
Oh, that's Jimmy Sexton. There's no telling what kind of.
You ought to look up his clientele.
It's about all of them, isn't it? I mean,
Well, if
It's
they're
the top
making
guys.
yeah,
if they're making more than $7 or $8 million a year, yes,
it's one of his, isn't it? If you've heard of him, I mean, you know,
just about all the guys who were attached to Saban
are all with him, aren't they?
I mean, Texas, Georgia, most of the SEC, Ole Miss, all those guys, and the guy at Miami, Cristobal,
Yeah. Couldn't remember his name.
then Oregon. I mean, all those guys are Jimmy Sexton agents. Yeah.
But imagine trying to keep all those guys happy. You're fighting for jobs for all these. You're fighting for raises, and you're trying to keep all those guys happy when there's sometimes they could be played against each other. Then what do you do?
Well, let's say the three of us were all SEC coaches. Well, Jimmy Sexton wants all of us to change jobs.
Yep.
And if we could all three change positions and he can keep his guys in those spots, well, he's going to get major funding and get all of us a raise because we're not going to go for less money.
Right. It only goes up.
But he's
right?
done it.
And he's doing it. He's doing it every day.
I wonder how old he is. I don't know if I've ever seen a picture of him.
His first major client was Saban.
Was it?
First big time.
Was that at LSU?
He I think so, but I know he was in on the deal when he came back to Alabama.
Yeah.
I know he was in on because, see, when Saban came back, his big deal was that even though Alabama has an athletic director, the athletic director at Alabama had no hands over the football.
So he had total control.
Yes.
You got to give Mal more credit because he could have balked at that, and he's the one that said, "Here it is, take it."
Well, if you remember that story, Mal said he was camping out down there, and he was. We were struggling. Alabama was struggling at the time. We felt like Alabama, the name brand, would recruit, and it just wasn't at that time. You had Shula, you had DuBose, definitely both Alabama guys, but the recruiting just wasn't there. And when Coach Saban came in, holy cow, he starts stacking 4- and 5-star guys. And I got a phone call the day he committed. I'd sent some kids to Arkansas, and the offensive line coach from Arkansas at the time, he was under Houston Nutt. He said, well, did you hear what happened today? I said, yeah, I heard what happened today. I'm an Alabama fan, Alabama alumni. And he goes, nah, that's not what I heard. I said, what did you hear? He said, I heard the doors to the state of Alabama close to anybody else recruiting the state of Alabama. He said that guy will get them all. If he wants them, he'll
and he
get
did.
them. And then he started getting everybody else's best guys. So, I mean, he wins, 6 national championships in a football career that we'll never see that, I don't believe, in our lifetime.
You don't think so?
With NIL, there's no way.
That's going to be hard.
It changed the game.
Unfortunately, you're going to have some of these schools. You have a handful of schools that get a pile of money. They'll just compete for it year after year.
And if they don't do it year after year, they're going to try to make a rush for one big year.
Yeah.
Pile in on one.
Pile in and try to Texas A&M's doing that a little bit right now. So, but it's going to affect everything. It's going to affect our state too. I think what you're going to see, we're one of the few states in Alabama, in our area, that do not allow NIL in the high schools.
That's what I was going to ask. Has there been another push for it?
Not that I'm aware of, but as soon as we keep losing athletes, our the young 10th grade, he was a 10th grader at the time at Hazel Green, I think. They beat us at Wallace, and he was just a 10th grader.
Buckhorn.
Oh, you're correct.
Basketball.
It was Buckhorn. Yeah. Well, see, that young man.
Remember his name.
He got was it Holt?
That's it. Yep.
He got NIL money, him and his family, to go to Georgia.
Well,
where'd he go? IMG?
And then IMG got him to leave Georgia to go to Florida.
Really?
It's when you get recruited to IMG, you're the real deal.
You're in.
Hey, we're talking 7 figures. for a high school kid.
For high school.
They said he was the best player and I saw him single-handedly this wasn't last year before last.
That's correct.
He beat us single-handedly.
That is wild.
He was that good. The year before, they contained him, but you still had to put 2 guys on him, allowed them to get some 3-pointers off. But the second year we played them, he single-handedly beat Cullman.
He was a parade All-American as a 10th grader.
Wow.
And he was Mr. Basketball as a 10th grader. I mean, this guy was, he.
So what do you think? Is it worth the 7 figures?
In a lot of areas, yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, that's the going rate. I mean, the quarterback that left Tennessee went to UCLA. I mean, he was on $4 million a year. I mean, these are numbers. When I was first coaching, I would have said, "You're crazy."
You wouldn't have believed it. You wouldn't have believed it at all.
And I wouldn't think it would be in the high school levels, but it's already.
Do you think do y'all think it's going to come down?
I hope not.
I hope not. It'll. I think it'll take away from what I call the purity of the sport. Playing for your alma mater, playing for your community, playing. And I think it's done that with college football right now. It's made it a profession, and you got to realize it changes these kids' lives.
Sure.
Mom and dad can't pay their taxes.
Oh, right.
So all of a sudden, this kid's he's got to pay state and federal taxes. He's got to get his own health insurance. He's got to do all these things that I don't know about you guys, but when I was 16, 17, that's the farthest thing from my mind.
What do you think we could have gotten playing tennis?
$30.
Some free Gatorade?
Free Gatorade,
maybe?
What could I get for playing tennis right now? People would pay to watch
it
for air.
Yeah. They might pay more to see us play now.
How many years did you coach?
I started in 87 and I finished in 17. So I did 30, 31. I did 30 at Cullman and then 3 at Fairview. So I was a lot of people don't realize I was a baseball coach for 10 years, 87 to 97. And I had such players as Brian Bowen, Brent Patterson.
Are those baseball guys?
Pretty good baseball guys in our area. But I always had an inkling. At the same time, I was assistant football and defensive coordinator. So, and I had an inkling for, I wanted to be football guy. And I was doing baseball. I loved the baseball at the time. That's not really where my heart was. And so Brian was actually an assistant of mine at the time. And when I had the opportunity to go to Fairview, that was my first head football job. Mr. Leon Bentley was our principal at Cullman, great man. Mm-hmm. And I thought I was ready for the Cullman job, and I'd put in for it earlier, and I did not get it. And it was the best decision that ever happened to me because I had a principal who was super smart. And he sat me down and he told me, he says, you're not ready for this right now.
He knew. And
we were going to struggle athletically. We didn't have just great numbers. And was I disappointed? I was. And I couldn't see the forest for the trees. I didn't see the wisdom that I was getting at that time. And I have thanked him so many times in the years for not giving me a job.
That's not an easy thing to hear because in your mind you're ready to take that on. That's a gut punch.
I was disappointed, but you know what? I trusted him. He was so, gosh, he was dumb like a fox. He wasn't pushy. He wasn't anything, just solid. He was just so solid. And I trusted him. And he goes, you're going to be a good coach. He said, but this timing is everything. And this is not a good time. Mm. So I stayed at Cullman, defensive coordinator for a few more years. Had the opportunity to go to Fairview. And 98, 99, 2000, I was at Fairview. Unfortunately, that was the time when the school burned. There was a fire at the school. We had some issues that everybody had to pitch in, and I learned a lot. I love the community. It was super good to me. But in 01, had an opportunity to come back. And so from 01 through 17, I was a football coach and was able to put together a great staff, had super kids. We had previous success. Mike Bates had great success, had the opportunity to go to Bob Jones and took that opportunity. 01, I had great players. Zach Tubbs went to Arkansas. Zach was, Zach's 6'6", 325, and you got a few kids like that on your offensive line. You can do some things as a coach. It makes you look like a lot better coach. Let's just say that.
It helps, doesn't it?
It does help.
Tubbs. You remember Tubbs?
Oh yeah.
Tubbs was a big boy. He
Nice,
always has
nice
been.
guy. Too.
Oh, tremendous guy.
Yeah.
Bulldozer though.
Yeah.
I mean, offensive, like the running game. His blocking. He was outstanding. Plus, he had long arms. Goes on. He made All SEC at Arkansas. Unfortunately, in those years, beat Alabama and Auburn. I think his senior year, they beat both Alabama and Auburn. So that was kind of a feather in his hat. But
Sure.
Zach was an outstanding player, good kid and strong. So I was blessed to have some good athletes when I first got back. Got us off to a good start. We enjoyed some great years. We had some. We went 13-1 in 08 or 09, which we got beat by Briarwood Christian, and they had some great players. Quarterback went to Auburn, had some defensive backs, played at Alabama, went pro. Just a tough game for us that day, but what an experience, what an experience we had. We were in the Final Four. We made the Final Four twice in my career. We had a run of about 5 years where we won 50 games. So, you average winning 10 games a year. It's a pretty good run.
How was it going to the Final Four?
It was really exciting, and I was so glad that we got to play at home. I wish the outcome would have been better, but it was jam packed. And really, the week before we played Decatur,
What year was that?
it was 08, I think 09.
Yeah.
But Tyler Caldwell was my quarterback. Michael Timmons running back. We had some great receivers, and we were able to do some things at a level that I didn't know we could do really. And so it was good. We were working with some new things when I first got in, zone blocking, which was taught in the college level. And we actually studied it for 2 years, and we went to all these clinics to see if, Hugh Nall was a great offensive line guy at Auburn at the time, and he was the guru of the zone blocking. And, can this be taught in high school? Do you think it can be taught in high school? He said, Coach, all you guys in high school were never taught this. You want to teach something that you personally were never taught, and that was the hang up. So my staff, we studied it, and we were trying to teach it, and we were not good at it at the very beginning, but we got better, and our kids got better. I think one of the mistakes I made as a young coach is underestimating what your high school kids can do and pick up if you'll be patient and try it. Don't be afraid to try it. And so we were a little bit above we were out front, and people didn't realize what we were doing. And it was just oversimple. Once it was instilled, it was oversimple. But you don't really block the guy in front of you, maybe, because if he stays there, or say everybody's zoning right, if he doesn't step into my tracks, is what it was called, then he's not my guy to block. It might be my guy to my left, and we all step at the same. And when you run into a guy, as soon as you run into him, he's your guy. You lock on him. And that sounds oversimple, but when you get 5 guys and a running back, and your running back, if everybody's zoning right, your running back picks that guy off the left end. Or you're moving a receiver, maybe a tight end, big body kid. And it seemed oversimple, but it answers every question. When they're stunning, when they're twisting and doing, you're going to run into a guy if your kids will be disciplined. And we had disciplined kids. We were able to do that.
You said it nowhere near the level that you or others, but I helped with our little guys. I guess he would be 8 and 9. And in underestimating what they could do, I did every day. It's like, there's no way that these kids can. And we're talking, we had bands that had plays, and I'm like, they can't figure this out. Everything you give them is just bam, 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 and they pick it up. And say, wait a minute, maybe there's more you can do. And I did not have the knowledge to really be able to help them where they could have been. But it was amazing what these little guys could do.
They were picking it up.
Oh, I mean, we're not talking about just crazy stuff, but it's just, I didn't give them enough credit. So I can't imagine. I mean, you're dealing with high school kids that everybody else is going to tell you, I don't think they can pick this up. And that makes you doubt them when you put it in place and they figured it out fairly quickly.
We did the armbands. And so what we had is we had designated plays, like would be a number, like the number 2 was a route, number 7's a route. And let's say we were running the split. So we had 4 receivers. What if you're my 5th best receiver? I can't guarantee where I might need you Friday night. So we were doing these bands. And what this band, that band was set for certain plays. And so if you were the second guy from the left or the second guy from the right, all you had to do, look at that band, and on this certain play, it says, hey, I'm running 10 back to 7 out.
So you had it right there.
You had it right there. I know that sounds like it's cheating, but we oversimplified it, taught the kids the system. Hey, you could put it in. I don't know if you're going to get a cramp. Hey, coach, I can't go. I need till halftime or something. Hey, put your next best kid in. And even I said, hey, you always line up on the right side. You always line up 3 yards off the ball, or you line on the ball. You always do that in our system. And those kids.
So you could plug and play at that point. You didn't have to
We
worry
plugged
about
and played. That's exactly what we were doing. And we could do that for all our skill spots. But because you're zone blocking with your 5 offensive linemen, again, what about your 6 offensive linemen? And you say, hey, I need you to play left guard. Coach, you've been practicing me at tackle. I know. Just stay on track. It's the same theory. Obviously, you're not lining up at right tackle. You're at left guard. But we could put our best kids in, and you could run everything you wanted to run. And you never know about injury. You never know about, my gosh, how kids are going to handle the heat. We had a 10th grader that we said was only going to play like every 5 or 6 plays. Going into game 1 when the temperature's 90 plus and our humidity's, you know, it's through the roof. Well, I had a junior starting at nose guard. And I said, hey, it's okay. I know you're a freshman. You're just going to play about every 6 plays. Give him a breather. Well, my veteran got a fractured hip in the first quarter. And he played the rest of the game. My freshman played the rest of the game because of this injury. And I put him in a spot that obviously he wasn't ready for, but he was the best guy I had.
Yeah.
And so he did a good job. And you know, it's just, you want to put kids in areas where they can succeed. And we were blessed to have a great staff that came up with some things and a system where kids could work. Funny story that I had, you know, these Madden football games, they're programmable. Some of them, they used to be in 07, 08. So I go in and my quarterback, Tyler Caldwell, we had a screen that was it was like 10 foot by 15 foot wall is all the screen was, painted white. And so I go up there and all these kids are playing Madden video games. And I'm saying, what are y'all doing? We're playing video games. Well, I'm looking at the plays. Every one of those plays are my plays. I said, what have you done? And Caldwell, my quarterback, said, well, all the offensive plays, regardless of what team you pick, Buffalo Bills, Jets, Dallas Cowboys, all of them are running our offensive plays. And I'm looking on it, and this is when I realized that our kids, although they're playing, are learning our routes, learning our plays on offense. And he'd already programmed things on defense to run that was the same call signs that we had on defense. And so the kids, although they were playing games, are learning our offense and defense.
Yeah, but how about him taking the time to put all the plays in there?
I said, how long did this
Had
take?
to be tedious.
Oh. That's what I said. I said, how long did this take you? And he goes, he said it took about a morning to get all those stuff in. And he said, and I don't know all the defensive stuff, so I got the linebacker to come in, and we were programming it in, and they can add to it. But it was
but that's the kind of player you want that'll take the time to do that.
Mm.
And it took our program to a different level. Just, did we think of that? Did our coaching staff think of that? No way. These kids, hey, Madden's programmable. You can put all our stuff in it. You can call it whatever. And so they took our playbook.
Are you a big video gamer?
I am not. I wouldn't know the first thing.
Oh, you got me choked up. I don't see Coach out there playing video games.
Yeah.
But you saw some value. You saw the value in this, right?
The mental part of the game and the knowledge of what plays to call and those type things. It was good.
Did you continue that on? Or
we
was that
did.
Just a one-time
We
thing?
did when I was there. Just let them do that, and the kids would be back there cooling, in between practices. So we could do 2-a-days back then, and we really can't do 2-a-days practice with all the equipment now.
So you can't do it anymore?
Well, not the way we did it. We actually would put shoulder pads, headgear on you every practice in the 2-a-days, and you can't do that now. It's all regulated more by the state, and it's best. I will tell you, it's
Is
best.
it best?
I think so.
You see less injuries, less heat exhaustion, or
yes, and you got to realize, just in my career at Cullman, 01 to 17, you say, well, how much can change? I'm going to just tell you, it was huge. The physicality of the game, the size of athletes, bigger, faster, stronger, was a weight program that hit during those times. And weightlifting, more people were knowledgeable of weightlifting, nutrients, eating correctly. I'd have kids bring chicken and high protein meals, and they would put on 10, 15, 20 good pounds. And when those guys collide, the impact's, it's a lot different. And if you look at some of these guys that are being recruited by the major colleges, and we're blessed to have Alabama and Auburn here, and you can see these guys. Well, this guy's 6'5", 280, and he's a high school kid coming out of somewhere in Alabama and playing defensive end. And I'm just telling you, you didn't have that 20, 30 years ago as much. Now, you would have John Hanna. I think John Hanna, Albertville, University of Alabama, went to New England. I think he's been rated as one of the top linemen ever in the NFL.
Wow.
Yeah, he would be.
Have you ever met Coach Hanna?
No.
Just a real friendly guy.
That's his brother.
He's big still, but pictures of him in his playing days is a scary dude.
I bet.
And John Hanna, when he was at Alabama, he was about 260-pound lineman, which was big. Today, he wouldn't be
Not
big.
anymore.
He wouldn't be big enough to
I
do
saw
that.
their starting five, and it's the lowest weight was 296. And they're all
some big
at least
dudes.
6'5".
Oh, yeah.
Even the centers was 6'5". I think it was the shortest one was the center. It's 6'5". These guys are just massive.
That's right. And can run. They're not
slow.
They're not slow.
No, they're all sub 5 second 40s.
Yeah, and they're
it's
I hate to say freaks of nature, but we would have considered them just so rare. But everybody's got them now. You look at the SEC and the size of the kids and the size of the athletes and what they're able to do. Quarterbacks. Cam Newton was the first guy that I remember being such a big running quarterback. And here at Auburn, I just said, they're going to keep running him. He's going to get hurt. he was hurting people. You know, he was a bruiser.
He was
Sure.
big.
Yeah.
And that changed the college game. Now you had quarterbacks running. I mean, Alabama's the latest Milroe. I mean, you just didn't have quarterbacks that were that athletic. Now, in my day, everybody was running the wishbone and the veer, and you had running quarterbacks. You had the quarterback. He was just another running back, but he didn't throw the ball much, maybe a dozen times in a game. But, that's all changed. They want him to be a Joe Montana passer, and they want him to be an O.J. Simpson type runner, all at the same package.
But they're finding them. That's the thing.
They're out there.
That was a unicorn now.
And they're out there. Those guys. You just look at all the athletes that you're getting.
What did you play?
I played quarterback. at Cullman. I graduated. I was a senior I graduated in 1980, but that football team would have been 79, and I was quarterback there. I was probably, and I did a lot of things. I was a field goal kicker. I don't know if I hold the record, but I think I was the worst field goal kicker that Cullman has ever had.
Worst.
How
bad was it?
Oh, it was terrible. We lost 2 ball games, 13-12.
On you?
There were 2 missed extra points. And I have to wear that.
Yeah.
Did you ever make a field goal?
I made a couple. I made some in practice that made the coaches think I was a kicker for some reason. And holy cow. Yeah, I was the worst.
Well,
I was the worst. And we kept trying other people, but they weren't any better than I was.
I was really hoping you were going to say you were the best.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I was so bad.
Was not expecting
and
that.
some of my coaches are still around, Bobby Knowles was one of our assistants, just got into the Coleman Hall of Fame this year. Congrats with him. Great offensive line guy, great person. And, I was the worst kicker.
Huh. Well,
Bobby was a good kicker. He was trying to teach me, and he could kick. I wish we could have snuck him in. He didn't have any eligibility.
Yeah.
But I was terrible and cost my guys 2 ball games. Just terrible. But
you probably won some too, though.
I don't know, but we won. We had a good team. Our claim to fame that year, Hartselle beats us bad, like 28-35-7 regular season. And back then, only one team would come out of your area to play in the playoffs. So when we make the playoffs, we're across from Hartselle. They're 10-0. I think we're 7-3, and they'd already beat our brains out. And our coaches came up with a great game plan. We had an offensive lineman, Brad Glenn, who's a local police officer, retired. And Brad could run. He was one of those big linemen that could run. And we pulled him, different scheme, and we were running some option stuff, and I would get right on his hip. So we end up beating Hartselle in the first round of the playoffs. They were ranked number 1. I think they had like 15 kids going on scholarship.
So did y'all change something up? I mean, what was the difference?
We pulled that guard.
That was the difference?
A lead block on the option.
Okay.
And he could run so fast. He could clear, and we would do the mesh. Defensive end would take that dive back every time, and I would just tuck it up. So the linebacker's supposed to get me. Brad's looping around. He's picking that linebacker up. Nobody had ever done that before in that option.
And they didn't have a clue what to do.
And that's right. So then they started crashing from the outside in the second half. And so then it took it to the third option, which is the pitch to your back. Mm-hmm. And we had a guy named Steve Knight. Steve rushed for over 100 yards the second half. And we held on by the skin of our teeth. We won like 35-28. And Stevie Williams, they just had some great athletes up there. And I think when the game runs out, Hartselle's driving, and they get down to our like 30, 25-yard line. And
time runs out.
Thank goodness, yes.
That was it, huh?
Ooh.
So we were very fortunate. And but
because you've been playing up there, wouldn't you?
Huh?
Were you playing at Hartselle?
No, as it turned out, for some reason, we played at Cullman, and I don't really know the situation on that, but we played at Cullman, even though we had lost to them. And there were some things Alabama high school athletics changed after that because of some situation that had occurred like that. You know, if you had had a previous win against somebody, you should have home, which I agree with that, to be honest with you. Sure. But we had a great crowd. You know, Cullman Hartsville, we were always going to have a great crowd. So that was a big win for us. That was our biggest win.
Wow.
We got beat by Colbert County the next week, who went on to win it. Colbert County had a linebacker, Ed West. He was a tight end. He went and played for the Green Bay Packers. And my gosh, you talk about like those freaks earlier. Fastest guy, physical, and we'd never seen anybody like that.
What's the as many games as you've been a part of at the high school? What's the loudest atmosphere that you've ever been a part of?
I think Cullman Decatur game that year we went 13-1. Decatur was outstanding. We used to have a thing called the TVC, Tennessee Valley Conference, years ago, and it was Cullman Decatur were big time TVC rivals, and it was we were 12-0 and Decatur was 11-1. Both of us had great teams.
What kind of time frame is this? Like
08.
08, okay.
And you know what hurt us? We had a linebacker, great young man, JJ Guthrie, and got a knee injury in that game late. So we don't have him against Briarwood the next week. Just a leader, a senior, but had made great plays in that ball game. And unfortunately, that is part of the game. Some of the injuries but it was a great atmosphere. I don't know. Our gate was probably $30,000, and
goodness gracious! So it's packed.
It was packed, and
that's still the old bowl, is it not?
Oh, yeah,
that's before all the renovation.
It's before the renovation.
Mm-hmm.
And
you remember going to games in the bowl? I mean, it could get loud.
Yeah,
I will tell you this: if you get to look at our 25-second clock, if you're sitting in the home stands and you look at the 25-second clock, that would be on the south end towards the scoreboard.
Okay.
That used to be midfield of our football field. And when we revamped things to get in our track for the state track meets and those type of things, we moved it towards Stadium Drive. We had to. And we put the turf in.
That's right. You know, I've never really put that together because there's so much room between that road on the south side and.
Oh, man. The crowd was right on top of you.
On
both sides.
Right. Because it used to be that, I mean, the road was, you just went down the hill and you're on the track.
Well, the old folks like me will remember on the visitor side, it was just a bunch of trees and it was dirt.
Yes.
I mean, it was an oval stadium, dirt field, surrounded. The problem with that was we just had such drainage issues and the field was getting worse and worse. And so we had to, and we had some issues locally. People sometimes don't like change the tradition. Coach Woodard, who the stadium's named after, great guy. Coach Woodard was there, and we were getting some kickback on this. And I asked Coach Woodard, I said, hey, can you help us? And he said, what are we going to do with the stadium? And we were telling him, we're going to put turf in there, this track. He was a big track guy, big basketball coach that people don't realize. And Coach Woodard had a vision, overall vision for athletic program. He was a great football guy, but he had a vision of the whole community and things. And so he asked me, he said, I was the head coach at the time when we were doing this. And he said, do you think you could get somebody from the Cullman Times to come do a interview for me? I said, oh, yeah, coach. And so they asked him, the reporter asked it, how this went. And he just said, I think we both need a facelift. Talking about himself personally and the stadium, we both need a facelift. Hey, from that day forward,
nobody said a word.
Nobody said a word.
It was time.
And that was the kind of guy he was. And the players that he had, they were leaders in this community. They were, they were attorneys and doctors, and they were in our political arena and everything else. And it just, he really didn't have to, but he stepped forward and helped us tremendously, and very influential.
You miss any games that year with the renovations?
No, we actually moved some games around that we were able to play late. Some of our opponents were able to change games for us, and we did some trading and those type things. But we were pretty blessed with that. We moved some games back. We actually got beat by Walker on our first game there, which is not good. And freak play, 4th down, ball goes over the quarterback's head on 4th down. Mm-hmm. Jasper, Walker County at the time, had the ball. Quarterback picks it up, scrambles. They throw it to the back of the end zone, and it's 4th down. And if my guy just allows the ball to go through the back of the end zone, we win the game.
Oh, no.
He goes to try to catch it. The receiver for Walker has fallen down in the end zone. And probably the reason he's playing defensive backs because he can't catch the ball. But it goes off his shoulder pads. But you hope it goes to the ground. But on the ground is a Walker receiver, and he catches the ball, and that's how we got beat.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, that makes you real
tough.
happy.
You know, as coaches, we don't remember all the wins, but you tell me about those losses.
Yeah, I bet.
I can tell you about those.
Oh.
Hey, just let it go through the back of the end zone. But how do you tell a kid, he want to get interception in the game?
Oh, yeah. And then it hits the shoulder pads.
And he doesn't catch it. They're going to catch it.
That's a tough one to talk about in the locker room.
Well, you can see I've gotten over it well, I guess. But
Yeah, you're not bitter at all. No. All right, let's talk about your latest endeavor that you're embarking.
It's exciting. I'm running for City School Board, place number 5. I've never run for anything, but my passion is for the schools, for athletics. But I was an American history teacher for 30 years. I wasn't your typical football coach that just does PE classes. I enjoyed history and American history, and I was a core classroom teacher for 30 years, and really enjoyed
You're the
that.
last football coach that had a core class, are you not?
In the state of Alabama, 6A, yes.
Really? In the whole state?
So I'm kind of a dinosaur, but,
No,
that's
an achievement. That's...
To tell you about me a little bit personally, I like organization, okay? PE class, you ever been to a PE class? Sometimes
sure.
They're playing volleyball.
Yeah.
These guys are playing basketball, and it's kind of, it just drive me crazy. But so, in a history class, it was structured, and it was not that all PE classes are not structured. A lot of them are really structured, and they're better today than they were when I was in school. But, I just didn't want to do the PE. And so I enjoyed that. And so I have a passion for the classroom teacher. Things are more difficult today than I think ever before. And we need to try to have a voice, a friendly ear for those guys and listen. So much changes today. On average, we're going to have 220 to 250 kids in a class in Cullman City schools. That's our optimum number. Now, yes, you're going to have highs and lows, but with that, so just say a rule of thumb, you're going to have about 750 kids at the middle school, 1,000 kids at the high school. And you got to realize all the challenges that these young people have today. And you want a classroom teacher to be an answer to every issue that enters his or her classroom. And it's a bigger challenge today. And kids with the internet, all of those things, and I know all of these things have great positives, but there's a lot of negatives out there too that our kids are faced with at a much earlier age than me. I'm in my 60s, and for me to say what it was like when I was in school compared to today, it's apples and oranges. It's nowhere close.
Probably for us too.
Yeah, we're now of the age that I can't relate to these kids.
Well, having children of your own and those type things, you can see the challenges and how many things there's so many options for kids today in everything. when I was in school, hey, this was football season and this was basketball season, this was baseball season, or hunting season and fishing, and you just didn't have many options. Today, there's tremendous amount of options, and it's good. I like that we have those options. And Cullman City Schools answers so many, and we are. And I'm not looking to have blame for anybody at all. I just think we need to maybe have an open ear for the classroom teacher. Let's listen to their challenges, because they change from year to year, and we need to be on that cutting edge. We need to be on that leading edge. We do have a lot of teachers that have left the profession or left Cullman City Schools, and I just want to do things like, if they would, they may not, but give them the option to, could you tell me why? Why have you chosen to leave the profession? I feel like teaching is a calling. It was to me, is just, you're not going to ever have a big year financially. You're not going to have, but so many things, you have positives come back. I run into young people all the time. I call them young people. They may be 40 now, and have kids of their own, and see them as good moms and dads and role models. So I look at things that, hey, we had to be doing something right at the time with these kids, and they're the leaders of our community now. I mean, those young people are our future, and so I'm excited about. Hopefully, I can bring something to the table as a classroom teacher, as a coach. I was an administrator. I was system-wide AD during my career. We had a little glitch going on at one time, and I was temporary principal at the high school for about a week.
Really?
I didn't know that.
I was.
Was that fun?
No. And the superintendent asked me if I was comfortable, and I was not. But we need to do it, and we did it, and we got things done, and
So you've done just about everything you can do within a system.
Well, I have. I've enjoyed it. I've had some experiences at each one. As system-wide AD, we were redoing the baseball field. We did that at the end of my career. We were doing the softball field, putting turf on it, and we redid the surface of the football field. I mean, when we did the turf football field, I was the coach. But then when we re-turfed it, I was system-wide AD. We did a multi-million-dollar project on the gym. We redid the floor, repainted the interior, air conditioned, everything. We gutted the gym and redid that. And so I've had my hands in on a lot of projects. Been through a lot of administrative changes as a teacher, as a coach. A lot of principal changes from my time, 87 to 97, and then 01 to 17. Good administrators. But one of the things that makes administrators good, just like coaches, you have to have those good players to be a good coach. I'm just going to be honest. Strong veteran teachers. Yeah. As a young administrator, you might come in and you got these strong veteran teachers. Hey, those guys you need to listen to, and it's that communication up and down the line. Kind of like we were talking earlier about our program plug-in in football and how simple it is. It can be simple if the lines of communication are open. And I think we need to reestablish that. And it's not like anybody's trying to infringe on your job or but you got to have those good people that you can count on and rely on. And I know our business people throughout the community realize that. They've got key workers and key folks that are actually leaders in their groups. And whether you mean to or not, you lean on those guys a little bit more. You have more faith, and when they suggest something, it does carry weight. But you need those new ones too, because those new guys, they come up with new ideas, and the only thing that remains constant is change. So you need to be on that leading edge. And I saw so much change in the classroom in my time. And And since COVID,
I was going to say, even just post-COVID, it's different.
Oh, everything.
you're exactly
I mean,
right.
we're seeing it in every school post-COVID. Teachers aren't. You see a lot of new teachers come and leave after a couple of years.
It seems like it accelerates. I mean, it's just every year that goes on, that just because you said it, you need a bunch of veteran teachers just for that balance. You've got to have experience mixed with the new innovative mindset. But that the veteran teachers that pool begins to shrink in my mind,
Especially after COVID.
Yeah,
I mean,
and it's not a knock on teachers because they're retiring or whatever. It's just the way it is right now.
I think you're correct. And those veteran teachers, they're the bones of the operation. They're the backbone and the strength. And plus they're the mentors to these young people. And when those young people do get stressed, whether it be financially, whether it be the job and everything, you have those mentors. Hey, we're going to be okay, and we're going to be fine, and you putting one foot in front of the other. And, but I'm not trying to make it overly dramatic, but you have challenges in every business, banking business, whatever. You're going to have challenges, and you're going to have employees who are at their wits' end one day. But if you can help them through that crisis, they may stay 25, 30 years. And it's just those areas that we need to have that, that background of folks that can help you through that crisis. And all of us have that crisis. I'm not trying to, Cullman is always going to be a good system. They're going to have good kids. They're going to have good report cards. We're going to have that. I would like to take it to great. And we've been great. But we've got to get those veteran teachers. In the football business, if we knew this kid couldn't tackle over here on the left side, unfortunately, that's where we ran all day. We were picking on that guy.
Yeah.
Well, what you see nowadays is in the teaching business, systems who are looking at your grades, who are seeing good grades coming out, they're going to poach your teachers. They're going to get them. They're going to openly, hey, would you like, and sometimes people want to change. Sometimes they want to hear, I want you.
Sure.
Well, what we need to do, in my opinion, is tell our teachers how much we do appreciate you, and we do want you, and we value you. And it may not be about money. It may just be about, hey, let's make this a little more comforting, more appreciated place to be. And not major changes, not major money, just let's take care of our employees. Our janitors and our lunch ladies and folks work, our support personnel, they do huge things for us. It's not a huge financial gain for them. A lot of times it's just the insurance. But we need those guys. It's almost like you don't miss the water till the well runs dry. With those guys gone, it's a void, and we need to have those. And when we get good folks, we need to appreciate them and tell them. Everybody likes to have a pat on the back and, hey, good morning, and I appreciate what you have done, and going the extra mile, and take away some of the stress. And I think we could do that. A little more communication, a little more open, just to think that your opinion is valued, can go a long way. And especially when you are the person, you're the professional where the rubber meets the road right there at the classroom. Again, there's so many challenges to our teachers that were not there 20 years ago. Our third grade teachers, hey, we got this reading level. And if your student fails that, then somehow you feel as though you're a failure. Tremendous challenges on the third grade teacher. And for that third grade student, what are they, 9, 10? These are huge tests that the state puts a lot of weight on that's reflected in your scores and those type of things. And, those teachers have great challenges, and we need to look at that. And and do things to help them, whether that be reading coaches or whatever. And again, it's not huge amounts of money, but I think if you can get a child reading at the early level, have success at the early level, you get them on the right track, and those are things that we need to focus on.
You said something about the testing, which puts tremendous pressure on everybody within the system,
Yes, sir.
from administration all the way to the students taking the test. Help me, because I've always struggled with this. It seems like, and this is not just Cullman, this is statewide, maybe nationwide.
And nationwide. You're correct.
We put so much emphasis, and I understand we have to have benchmarks to show where we are, but we put so much emphasis on the test itself. Does that translate into knowledge retention for the students, or are we just focusing on the test scores to get them through and move on?
Good question. Good question. And so then as the teacher, and I'm going to turn your question around a little bit, do you teach the test?
And know what I'm saying? Yes.
Do you teach the concept of how to take the test?
Well, of course, because you said it. That's how that teacher is getting graded themselves.
And you're correct.
And that's always bothered me. And again, this is not a criticism of Cullman.
No,
it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. And so do you let that teacher be a professional and use their professionalism to teach, or do you want that classroom teacher to teach the test? And I'm going to be honest with you. My last years, we had ACT prep through the high school, and we were teaching the kids mostly about time management. Okay.
You mean for the test?
Yes, sir.
For time
because
management.
that's a big deal. There's a lot of money on that ACT test
Sure.
for a lot of kids. Scholarship, those type of things, entrance into colleges, and time management for our teenagers. Sometimes time management's not a strength, and but if you had a question on the ACT and there's 1 through 50 questions. Well, question 1 is the easiest question on the test. And question 50 tends to be the hardest, whether that is the English or math or whatever you're doing, it's progressively harder. So what you try to do is you take those 40 out of 50 questions, 80% of it, and you really, really focus on that. And you spend your lion's share of time on that. And then during those tests, they'll tell you, hey, 5 minutes left in your test, 5 minutes. And if you have no idea about those last questions, technically,
you guess. Do you go in and try to just guess at it?
Yes, but the teaching strategy is this. So let's say there's 50 questions on a test. Well, rule of thumb, A, B, C, or D, there's going to be 12 to 13 A's, B's, C's, and D's. So in that last 5 minutes, count up your 40. Tally them.
So a little better than a guess.
So that is just to beat the test. It has nothing to do about knowledge retention at all. Okay.
So if you already have 12 A's that you feel good about, and you got 11 or 12 B's, but you only have like 8 or 6 D's answered, take the last 10, answer D.
Is it still that way, you think? Is it still the same kind of system?
It's a standardized test.
It's a standardized test.
I've never even thought about it.
Okay, so that's just a strategy.
Right.
And that's just one of many things that we did to help our kids. But when you think about it, did you guys take the ACT? You remember taking it?
I did, yeah.
Did anybody tell you that strategy?
Never.
No.
We didn't
And you're
have
younger
any.
than I am, but I'm going to tell you, I took it also, and nobody ever shared that with me.
No, but it makes complete sense.
Sure. We could have bumped up who knows how many points.
Yeah, you could have actually got a 36 instead of a 35.
Yeah, right. No. But really, though.
I forgot a pencil and a piece of paper when I took it.
Oh.
I'm having to ask the teacher
You're
that's
struggling
administering the
there.
test,
Yeah.
can I have a pencil?
See, now you got to have an ID.
But you know what you're teaching them?
Gosh.
At that point, you're teaching them, hey, we've got a system. Here's how you game the system. That's kind of.
Gain the system or beat the system.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's, I don't know, I have a problem with that. But now I know that there'll be people screaming saying, well, there's this data that shows this. I guess I'm one of those things you can manipulate data to show whatever you want it to show. And I'm talking from a position of ignorance. I've never been in that classroom teaching, so I cannot say that what my opinion is the correct one. That's
Sure.
just an honest question. It just seems like we value the test more than
Well,
the aftermath.
Our public opinion is super strong, and they're going to post these grades in the media, and you know, when they put that out there, you want to be near the top. And Cullman City Schools, we like being at the top. It doesn't matter what we're doing, whether we're academics or you know, if we were tossing horseshoes, we'd want to be near the top.
Absolutely.
And we've got great kids. I mean, East Elementary archery won the national deal this year. I mean, that's a great thing. We had a fifth grade math team this year. I think that scored in like the 87th percentile, which is probably going to be one of the top ones in this state for sure. Over at East Elementary. I mean, so, you know, was it the teachers? Was it just a special group of kids? But nevertheless, we need to recognize that accomplishment and pat these folks on the back and tell them how much we appreciate it. Because state level was in the 40s, like 47, 48.
And they were 87?
I think that's correct. I may be, if I'm missing the number, I'm not missing it by much. But they did an outstanding job, over the top. And, you know, Cullman City is always going to be an outstanding school program. Can you improve things? I think you can always improve them without causing stress on your employees. Hey, go to them. Hey, what could make things easier? What if it's, you know, a day a week or Monday through Friday? Let the teachers have their own lunch where they're not watching all the kids. But now you can't have kids unsupervised either. You understand?
Yeah.
See if we can plug in some things that could be better or easier. And you know what? Maybe it won't work. I'm not afraid of trying new stuff. I want to try it, especially when it doesn't cost us a lot of money. Hey, if it doesn't work, golly, I've made more mistakes than anybody, I'm sure. I used to wear the erasers off pencils, you know. But I'm not afraid to try things, and if it works, you know, that empowers people. That they like to see things improve. And I know we've spent a lot of money on new buildings and those type of things. I'm all about that if we can afford it at the time. I worry about getting in such debt that then we start making shortcuts. We cut back on those teachers' aides we cut back on this and cut back on personnel. We can't cut back on education. You got one go round with children, and you can't make mistakes. We got to do the right thing with our kids. And so those are the things that I'm concerned about. And you know, I just want us to do. I don't think I have all the answers by any stretch, but I'm open to listening, and hey, bring it forward. Get the experts. Hey, what are the problems at the primary school? And I'm going to tell you, I was a secondary school for my entire career. I have very, very limited knowledge of that. But guess what? I guarantee you who I could get answers from, and that would be the principal, those teachers, and hey, 30 minutes. What's the three biggest problems you could see solved here? And you know, maybe we could do that, and just open communication. And I think the teachers would tell you, you know, especially you don't want negative feedback when you give somebody their opinion, because you're just doing it to, hopefully, you're doing it for the right means and for our children and for those teachers to better their lives, enrich their lives, make it a little bit stress-free if we could. So those are things I'd like to see that we could do. I know it's a little extra, But if you do that, you're going to keep your veteran teachers. You're going to keep, and guess what? You might draw teachers who are not happy in the surrounding areas and bring their expertise into it. And so I think those are positives that we could do to our system. Yeah,
I mean, the goal for my business, you want to create an environment that your employees are happy. And are you ever going to make everybody happy? No, but you want a consensus that everybody at least enjoys the workplace. And if you can do that, I truly believe that you can attract people. You'll retain and attract new people. And that's very simplistic, but it's the truth.
But if you make a mistake with a child, holy cow, it's a huge deal. So you got to give that parent the benefit of at least listening. Now, we may not can change it. I understand that. We may not can. But explain to them and have them, I mean, it's their child. What do we have that's more valuable than that? We don't. I mean, you can get a new house and you can get a new car, but our children, and those children have challenges. And sometimes parents have no idea how to answer these challenges. And we, as the experts in education, we need to have a sympathetic ear, but then also, we might have to make tough decisions sometimes. Not be afraid to make tough decisions. Don't underestimate that child, what they can do, and at least expose it to them. Hey, let's try this. Let's try that. And so those are the things that and kids are unique. A lot of people, they learn in different ways. Some listen, but some need hands-on, and some need to do it themselves. And we're all different learners, and you need to try to bring all of that in and find out what this child, what is their strong points, what's their weak points, and let's work on the weak points. But also, hey, give them a pat on the back on those strong points.
Yes.
And hey, just a positive word. Hey, what a good job! That's a great job right there. And it's not that hard. And I had so many kids that hated history coming in, but you would try to bring in something that would catch their attention, and so we had a lot of fun doing that and watching their eyes open up. Is that why we do this, or is that what happened here and there? So those were fun things for us. So I enjoyed that.
Switching gears on you.
Yep.
You and Miss Patty go on a date night. Where would be the restaurant you'd pick?
Oh my goodness.
Now whatever you answer, you're gonna have to take her to.
Oh, I know, but it depends on the weather. But I'll tell you this: when the evenings are kind of cool and things, she likes sitting down at Trident Moreno, the lake.
Yeah.
Watching the lake. They got a little area where the kids can play, and so sometimes we take our grandkids down there, and they're doing all kind of boxes and jumps and cornhole, and just there's all kind of things for the various ages. Our grandkids are 5 to 2, and we were expecting one in September, so we're excited. Little girl coming in September. So our group's kind of small, but very special to us. And so those are things that we like to do, and pretty relaxed down there. And just you got the lake, and a lot of folks go down there, so we see a lot of kind of a social deal too. So
what's your order?
Oh yeah, chicken fingers. I love the chicken fingers.
Chicken fingers.
Oh, I like it.
Okay. Man, I love the chicken fingers. I'm sorry, they're great, and yeah,
they're not the out of the bag kind. They're
the real deal, and they do a great job with them. And yeah, that's my go-to.
I would have bet money you would have had a steak.
Yeah, I like steak. We got some good places we go, but
those
chicken fingers,
you know what you're getting.
They're pretty special.
Okay.
Yeah, hard to mess those up.
Are you a dipping sauce guy?
Oh yeah, you got to get. I like ranch and honey mustard
together.
Oh yeah, I got
it. Or you double dipping?
No, I don't mix them, but
I like
my fries. My fries. I like the ranch, and then on the chicken, I like the honey mustard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried the hot mustard at McDonald's?
I have.
You like it?
It's a little bit spicy for me.
You're not a spice guy?
Not much. No. Not much.
See, I like that hot mustard, and I'm not a honey mustard guy. For some reason, that and sweet and sour.
What about, have you tried the Waffle House sauce?
The what?
I've not.
I didn't know about this until recently.
What is it?
Yeah, I don't know, but it's pretty good.
Like what? Relate it to something.
It's hard to say. It feels like
What would you put it on?
I put it on hash browns, everything. You can put it on. It's a neat sauce. Give it a try. It's like
I've never seen it.
Yeah, just ask them for it. You got to ask. They'll come with a little packet that says Waffle House sauce. It's good. I don't know if it's like a ketchup, mayonnaise mix. I don't know. I mean, that's probably throwing it off a little bit.
I'm going to have to try that.
Give it a try.
I like the sound of that because I've never tried. I like learning things.
Yeah. I didn't know.
Because I'm a Waffle House guy too, breakfast.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Now, what's you go to order at Waffle House?
Oh, ham and cheese omelet.
Ham and cheese omelet.
Yeah, I love that. And hash browns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get them plain? You get anything in there?
I like them crispy. You know, those.
The crispy ones? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get any chili on it or cheese?
Nah,
or
just
jalapenos?
plain crispy.
Plain crispy.
Yeah, my doctor's probably watching, but I like a little salt on it. But I
salt.
shouldn't be doing that salt.
It's just,
Yeah.
You're putting the low sodium substitute on there.
No.
See, I'm an all-star guy to start with, and I'll get a few other things.
That's a good breakfast.
Just wait till you put the sauce on it. I think it's going to take it to another level.
The only thing I put on there is hash
we might have
browns.
to all go to the Waffle House.
Yeah, that sounds
some
good.
sauce.
Sounds really good. Yeah.
Well, Coach, thank you. We've talked
Thank
for a
you
while
so
now,
much.
but I want you to come back, and I want some
I'd
more
love
football
to.
stories. I want to hear you getting into it with some referees. So
Yeah, well.
Surely that never happened.
You know, sometimes it does, and unfortunately, we've got really good guys.
Yeah.
Bobby Knowles, that I was just mentioning, went to Hall
Yep.
of Fame. He's one of our Hall of Fame officials.
Yep.
But because Bobby, he previously coached at Cullman, he didn't call at Cullman. You know, he didn't want a conflict.
Can't do that.
I mean, he's that type of quality guy. And but congrats to him. I was proud of him. He's in this year's class.
Very good.
old Bobby's a good guy.
Really good.
Coach, thank you. And
Thank you, man.
We'll see
Thank
you
you.
next
Appreciate
time.
you.
Yes, sir.
Michael, a pleasure as always.
Thanks for having me.
That's it. Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
That's good.